Hello guys, Unknown Gamer here. In today's video I'm going to be talking about internet censorship. As you all know, I'm an advocate for free speech. I, accept all forms of speech, even hate speech. I may disagree with you, but if that's the opinion you have, that's the opinion you have. There's always areas in where you can improve a human being. I think you can change people's minds and, that's a good thing. That's what free speech is about. Debating each other and coming to a resolution. Well, sometimes that never happens, but you guys get the whole point. Free speech, in my opinion, is a basic human right that everyone should have. Either if you're black, white, Asian, and disabled, if you get the whole point. Free speech, I feel, runs our societies, and, you should feel grateful that you have it, and you are able to do protests and all that stuff. You speak your mind against the governments and all that stuff. Free speech is very powerful. It can be for bad or for good. And I'm always a pro advocate for all of that. But here's a worrying trend that I have when it comes to internet companies. For example, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, all of them lot. You get the whole point. I feel like these tech companies are pretty much doing blatant censorship, in my opinion. Alright, the Capitol Hill raid, alright, you get the whole point. All that bullshit happened, and where, mega protesters stormed the building or whatever, and a few people, apparently 4 people have died, which is very sad always. But the aftermath of this, many tech companies have decided to take down the Donald Trump Twitter account. And this is where I start to disagree with many things. Look, I do not agree with Donald Trump in any of this stuff that happened. He handled the situation pretty dreadfully. I feel like there's some hypocrisy going on here when it comes to these tech giants, alright? Facebook, or Twitter is the main culprit, right? Jack Dorsey. They are claiming that they banned Trump for inciting violence, right? When we get that, there probably are reasons that Trump has done. But I feel like Twitter are being hypocrites here because there were many other people on the platform, right, who were inciting violence all over the place. Like, seriously. Like, for example, the riots, a lot of people within that group, so, all those groups were inciting violence all the time. And they never really get a stick. They never really get the proper, bashing that Trump did. If these people got banned, right, which maybe they have, but it feels like they seem to be like under the radar. It doesn't seem to be public or anything like that. But when Trump got banned, obviously he's a big like figure in that Twitter landscape at the time. I'm just saying that other people got it way easier than him, and obviously he's a big political figure. I will say this many times. Many stuff that he says is heard by many people, but there are many other people who just got away with this shit, incited violence, and what about them people? But it's also other things other than Twitter. For example, Google, Apple have took down a social media app called Parler, which is a very conservative platform. It's like more of a refuge for conservative people because mostly, apparently they mostly get taken down Twitter for their, posting of their viewpoints. Here was my issue with the situation on pretty much Google taking down their apps off the store, Apple, and also Amazon shutting down their servers altogether, and which is quite, in my opinion, worrying for the future. And also apparently, like Apple, Google as well, have gone after 2 other platforms called DLive, which PewDiePie used to stream on, and also something called Minds, which I'm not really too familiar with. And I'm scared that it will get to the point where social media platforms that we use, or anything that's not mainstream, will get taken down because of certain political viewpoints that are not agreed upon, especially by these tech giants. And personally, also, I really hate the argument that these guys are private companies and they can do whatever they want with their thing, which is true, but you can't ignore the fact that it's blatant censorship, in my opinion. That's just how it is. I just believe that's blatant censorship. I don't give a fuck if they're private or not. They can do whatever the fuck they want with their terms of service, but I feel like we need to be a bit more fair when it comes to political sides here. It feels like one side gets it easier than another, and I've seen this firsthand constantly, over and over again. And it's become the point that I'm just really worried about the internet, and I was against all different, government laws that were going to be put in place, like Article 13 and, the Net Neutrality Act, which was really worrying because we do not want more tech companies taking control of our browsing and all that stuff, and that's something I'm scared of. And also, privacy is already out the window. I mean, hell, we carry our phones about, which fucking monitor our voices and shit, and fucking, smart hubs. It's all over the place, and I feel like if we're getting censored, that'd be the last nail in the coffin for the internet. Like, I just worry that our freedoms will pretty much get fucking, I guess, suppressed. And hell, maybe I'm just speaking all doom and gloom. You guys may disagree with me, but hell, it's the internet, and this channel is always made for free speech and freedom of expression. And really, I like this channel for that. I like all the debates and all that stuff. I like, the interactivity with people. Yeah, it's just a worrisome time at the moment, and especially for America. I hope you guys can get through this shit. Like, holy god. And yeah, I'm gonna end the video here. State your opinions in the comment section down below. Leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video, and I'll see you then.